First is to get people to understand the issues, because people cannot act except to understand the issues, the injustices, democracy not working for everybody, working for few, and the right at work, especially decent work, decent wages, the right to collective bargain, and many other issues, the right to good health insurance, good package for our children, quality education for our children. All those rights are rights that we are supposed to fight for. And therefore, most citizens are not aware that these are rights that belong to them.
We get back out into our communities, we engage with our communities, we network with our people, and we take over what was taken from us and get it back. We need to come out in forces, and we need to put a plan, an action plan together to get our community involved in this labor fight.
There's several organizations and activities going on in the community. So keep up with what's happening in the community and invite yourself. You know someone, talk to them, tell them you just like to come out and take some information. Tell them what you saw here at CBTU. Tell them what labor leaders had talked about, how we struggle hard for the benefits that we receive on our jobs. You know, if it wasn't for the union, a lot of people that are working without unions don't have vacation. I know some young men work with companies and haven't had a raise in 5 or 8 years. You'd be surprised at the things that people are really working under, the conditions they work under.
Well, we mobilize our community with the first of the officials that's starting at the top. We're going to get the agreement to go out in the community with them and bring back everything that we learned here. But also the officials that we're going to touch on with the officials first in the community, like the law enforcement, the governors, the mayors, and we're going to let them know that we are here. And we're here to stay in the community and make an impact what we need to know. And we're here to teach you what you don't know. So we're going to get it out to them. We're going to bring what we know to them, not going to let them bring what they know to us no more.
Well, the best way is youth involvement. It's always starting with the youth. If you can get like even teenagers, or start with elementary kids, they quicker to catch on to learn more. They probably be more enthused than a teenager. You got to get them more, involved by like demonstrating stuff with like basketball, little fundraisers, or something that'll keep them motivated to actually want to come.
I think we should actually gather more people by like getting like a survey poster or something and saying who wants to join the CBTU as a member, and we could show them what we're really about and some of the things that we have achieved.
Great answer. Wow.
Wow. I think that we should create spaces for young people like him. When I say young people, we should stop waiting for them to be 19 and 18 and start getting them at 5, 6 years old, because at that age, that's when they're really young and they're willing to listen to their parents, and we can model what they need to do. So when we get them very young, we can keep them for not the next generation, but the generation after that. So it's great to tackle the young people, but when you get them really young, you prepare them for what is up next. So it's a great challenge, and I know CBT can do it.
You mobilize your community by making them informed. You can't mobilize if you don't have information and give out information. My plan, my strategic plan, is when I'm in church, let the ministers preach the Lord, and I preach the union and what we need to do. I go on my job with my customers, I fill them out first, and then I preach it to them and find out who's union, who's not union, who's Republican, who's Democrat, and what do they feel about their issues and what's going on. Let them know that we have constituency groups at home. I'm in every constituency groups in St. Louis. I also sit on the board of all but one, and I make sure I get the word out. Like if I walk in the room, they don't have to introduce themselves to me because they already know me.
We mobilize our community by, first of all, getting them out to vote, to let them know that voting matters. The second thing that we do is we make them learn their self-value, that they should have one good job, and that's a union job. Thirdly, what they need to realize is united, we bargain, divided, we beg. Union strong.
We need to be more educated. We need to read more. Each of us needs to be out involving ourselves with our younger people and showing them what needs to be done and making sure that they get a good foothold, that they need to understand what this is all about. They need to understand the history of it and what it leads to.
But in 2018, we've seen more African American women come out than we ever have in the history of our country. And unfortunately, we've seen a drop off on African American men coming out. And so all I would hope is that if anything, we continue to learn from our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, and participate in the process, because as men, they shouldn't be the ones standing in the fight by themselves. They should be the ones who are taking care of us because we're in the fight, and we should be taking care of them and honoring them because they're in the fight. But they shouldn't be the ones that go out and fight for our future, and we as men sit at home.